Having defined the real problem, and before moving to the solution generation, it is good to ask yourself a question. Should the problem be solved? The quality of the solution is often, but not always, related to the time and money you need to generate the solution and carry it through. Therefore, an early reality check helps to determine the next steps. Let's look at the criteria you should follow to determine if a problem should be solved. As a first step, think whether the problem is worth solving. Perhaps the problem is just mildly irritating and consequently can be ignored altogether. For instance, employees are complaining about unavailability of meeting rooms. They have to plan meetings well in advance to ensure meeting rooms are available. While you recognize the problem, but if the fix is quite costly, you could probably live with it. If you decide to solve the problem, determine whether a solution to an identical problem or a similar problem is available. If yes, analyze the existing solution for implementation. If a suitable solution does not exist, evaluate if you have the necessary resources available to solve the problem. At this stage, you will not know what types of resources are required. However, ask yourself how much money and how many people you can allocate to the problem and for how long. If you think necessary resources are not available, you may stop or try and change the constraints. Maybe there is a need for you to sell the project to the management and get additional resources. This can be achieved by showing that the problem is important and is relevant to the operations of the company. And when you know resources can be available, think about how soon do you need a solution? Today? Next week? Next year? In some cases, the problem might cease to exist by the time you identify and implement the solution. Whereas in some instances, it might be necessary to extend deadlines to obtain a quality solution. Again, to change the no to a yes, you may need to sell the project to management. To summarize, if your answer to the questions, is the problem worth solving? Can the necessary resources to solve the problem be assembled? And does sufficient time exist to solve the problem? Is yes, and a suitable solution does not already exist, you should move to the next phase in the problem-solving heuristic.